day one of the target training series. Charlie, what we got to do first is charge the clicker. So any clicker will work, but you got to start with charging the clicker. This is going to be where you start. It works best when your Tegu is completely heated up and their feeding response is usually as high as it gets. Charlie hasn't been fed in 2 days. Normally we don't feed meat until one more day, but once I said we're going to start training now. Basically what I do is I offer it and click it as soon as he takes it. So we want to make it to where he associates the sound with the food. This will make it easier when you start moving on to target training, because you won't have to use treats when you start working on the target. For treats, I offer chicken gizzards. They're relatively inexpensive, and both Tegus seem to enjoy them rather well. It does help that Charlie has an incredibly aggressive feeding response, so he should pick up on this very quickly. He's also very intelligent. He's learned where all 3 water bowls in the house are, and I mean, it didn't take him but a couple of days. Come out here. So, trying to keep him out here without me seeing him. So basically I just do this. I don't ever offer a whole lot of food when I do this. The most important thing is consistency. You want to feed this, every time you feed, anytime you hand him something to eat, which I tongue feed all my animals, anytime you want to, over here, anytime you tongue feed, you want to hand it to him. So every time he gets something to eat, every time he takes a bite, it's going to be going into his mental repetition, you know, hey, clicker, food, clicker, food, clicker, food. So we've been working on this for, I want to say 2 days now, and it hasn't been long at all. Already I can open the door to his cage, and I can click the clicker, and him and Kirby both come out. The rest of these are for Kirby, so, because I don't feed just one, but his are just chopped up in little pieces. But I always leave him wanting a little bit more. That's just the way I do it. It just kind of keeps it consistent. I mean, you can see he's still really hungry, and his feeding response is still on high. No. But that's just kind of how we do it. But yeah, that's going to be your day one. How you start, where to start. Clickers are cheap. This thing was like 15 cents at PetSmart. Didn't use tongs. So, I mean, you can do any treat. Turkey bowls, gizzards, pinky mice, fuzzy mice, anything small enough that's bite-sized. You don't want to do a whole meal at once, because you want to keep them coming back for more bites. Or you can chop up their whole meal. If you're a whole prey guy and you feed like one rat at a time, chop it up into smaller spots. But I mean, that works. Either way works. So that's it. The next one I go on to, the video will be once the clicker is charged, which, like I said, it's working pretty quickly. It shouldn't take much more than maybe 2 or 3 days. I'll move on to actually showing what the how to start transitioning onto the target, and then teaching them to move with the target.